Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to push higher and has not yet shown any sign of weakness, but also hasn't really pushed much higher. We've had a slightly higher high that actually formed just basically a slightly higher high. We're now hovering around 73,200. This is the daily chart. We're still watching for a fourth wave to start. Wave 4 correction, possibly into the region between 50,900 and 62,000. This would be a more substantial correction that could lead to a drawdown of around about 16% down to 30%. So as you can see here, that in a bullish market, we could even get 30% corrections, especially normal in crypto. Those will surprise a lot of people who have now entered the market in the hope of never-ending gains. That correction should happen at some point, but we have no evidence it has started yet. Okay, so I don't want to confirm a fourth wave has started. I purely highlight the potential on this chart that the next correction that happens, if it's a deep one, it's likely a wave 4. Now, what information can we get from that? Well, we can get that the support area is most likely in this region. Okay, I have to adjust it with the price if the price climbs higher. It also tells us that after the fourth wave, we ideally get another high in wave 5 of a larger third wave. Then we should still get another fourth and another fifth wave and another fourth and another fifth wave. So we continue to climb higher. That's the idea. We're currently in the third of a third wave rally. So that's typically the most bullish part of a trend. Therefore, shouldn't be any surprise that we go up quite strongly. I have to say that very clearly, this year is going to be the easiest, most likely, the easiest element of that trend to trade. Okay, therefore it's quite easy to make money at the moment because it's just going up. Okay, it's quite an easy time to trade Bitcoin. It's quite an easy time to trade most coins that have started a third wave, because the third wave is typically the main element that people want to be positioned in. As soon as we have completed the third of a third wave, we're going to get into a fifth wave of a third, then another four and another fifth, and fifth waves can be ending diagonals. It's going to be painful. This year it's impulsive, this entire move, but we will get painful fifth waves that could be characterized by ending diagonal structures, which are likely going to be very choppy. Okay, so I'm not sure if everybody realizes that, but that is most likely going to happen. So it's always the third wave is like the main part that you want to get. And then anything else is really just nice to have. Okay, sounds a bit silly, but because we still expect it to go higher. But I just want to highlight that it's not going to get easier. Okay, it's not going to get easier. Just great example, Solana chart. Okay, the movement end of last year was quite easy. It adhered to most Fibonacci levels, support levels did hold. I mean, now they also do, but we have to give it a bit more space. I factor that into the analysis. This is what we likely have to deal with on this way up in the fifth waves, because in diagonals, these will not be on the micro level. These will be diagonals possibly on the daily chart, which could be quite choppy. Okay, so we get overlapping price action and so on. There's no need for that. Okay, it could even in a fifth wave form an impulse. Well, that would be great. But oftentimes fifth waves are characterized by diagonal patterns, especially sort of in crypto. So let's take a look at the shorter time frame then. So basically that means we are on the lookout for a move to the downside. But I recommend people not to get bearish until the market has given us some signals that this wave 4 pullback is starting. Because as I mentioned to you in the last few days, this entire movement would look better with one more high. Now, guess what? We've actually made that one more high already, basically early today. However, this was not really what I meant. I mean, this is not a healthy new high. Okay, so it pushed a little higher here. Maybe it didn't even do that on every exchange, but it formed a little, a slightly higher high. Therefore, the immediate red downside potential I shared with you yesterday, that is invalidated, which is good because that was the potential downside move, which could have started from here in a 5-wave move. You remember, because we had an initial micro 5-wave move down. Now I mentioned to you this was only on the 5-minute chart, not reliable, and really we need support levels broken before we can say that the trend is changing. At the moment there is no sign of a trend change. There is no sign that we are here topping or anything. So therefore, it's probably still grinding a bit higher. It did grind a bit higher. We're likely in this fifth wave here. The entire move up would, again, still look better with one more high, I think, even though we've now formed another high. But what I'd like to see is it maybe stretch to around about 76,300 for an ideal pattern. But we already have fulfilled the minimum number of waves to call this move to the upside complete. Okay, so that is, I think, very important finding. We already have 5 waves technically complete. It doesn't need to go any higher. However, as long as the relevant support levels are holding, I operate under the assumption that the price will climb because it's an active trend. Yes, it's choppy. I think it's worth being cautious. The move up here on the 1 hour chart, 30-minute chart is not impulsive. It's an ending diagonal, which is likely ending something. And what my thesis is, it's going to end this third wave. So what would be the first signals that a pullback is occurring? Well, it would be a break below the Tuesday low, which is here at $68,580. As soon as that level is taken out, I think we have probably formed the top. Even though I cannot rule out that the wave 4 is sort of resetting a little lower and this was some kind of a weird flat structure, but that is not a very probable count. In that case, we might give it space down to 66,527, which is why I said that the first indication that a top has formed, just holding the microphone here, let me put that down because I want to show you something. What this here would be an initial top signal, not before that. I don't have anything, so therefore I recommend people not to get bearish or engage in shorting until the market has shown us a top. Okay, so there's never a need to impose our view on the markets. Instead, we can just let the market tell us what it wants to do. So that's our initial top signal. And better, or let's say an additional top signal is this, a break below this level here, yeah? So just be aware of these. There is not going to be a top signal before that, other than maybe some initial indicators, but and I might lift these up as we go higher, right? But that's at the moment what we're dealing with here. So I would pay attention to those levels and need to see them broken in order to, get some kind of a view that a larger pullback is unfolding. Until then, we can climb higher, 76,200. I would prefer that target to be reached. It would be a more healthy wave 5. Not needed, but nice to have. And then, then the next levels above that are like, 78K, 80, 82. I am quite skeptical if these two will be reached up there, 80, 82K, without a deeper pullback beforehand. But we'll see. I mean, as I said, until we get an initial top signal or an additional top signal, there is really nothing bearish about this at the moment, other than, overlapping price action, which means we have to be on the side of caution because it looks like an ending diagonal, which often happens at the end of something. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.